All right, so we're looking at reviewing of substitution and with terminals in this case, and your exercise 7D is exactly that. So you should be able to go home and finish that over the weekend. But for the time being, we're going to be looking at 1. Now, the first thing is, yes, you can do that using the formula sheet, but we've asked you to use a substitution of 3x. So using the substitution u equals 3x, evaluate. So I've let u equal 3x and du dx is equal to 3. Just be careful though, always set your working out here. So you do have to remember to change the terminals. When you make a u substitution, you must change the terminals. So wherever I've got negative a 6, that terminal now has changed to negative a half when I do this cancellation. And a third is 1. And then I've got 1 over the square root of 1 minus u squared du. You should have hopefully got that. So then if I do that, well, I guess, yeah, you're right. Straight off the formula sheet would give you inverse sine of u times, where's this a third gone? That's just disappeared, hasn't it? So 1/3, and that is from negative a half to 1. Now we just sub in our, so inverse sine of 1 is pi on 2. So we've got pi on 6 minus a third inverse sine of a half, negative a half. So negative inverse sine of negative a half. Well, what's inverse sine of negative a half? Minus pi on 6, yeah. So we've got minus pi on 6, is that correct? Yeah. Good. Which is equal to 2 pi on 6 or pi on 3. Did we get that? 2 pi on 6? Is that what you guys got?
2 pi on 9.
Oh. Oh, didn't I what? Okay, the third. So that's pi, I've got minus pi on 6, but that's times it by a third. So we've got pi on 3, we've got pi on 6 plus pi on 18, is that right? Which is, that's 3 pi, 4 pi, was that 4 pi on 18, which is equal to 2 pi on 9, is that right? Yeah. Okay. Wow, pretty rusty. All right, so that was the first one. Should be okay, that was pretty straightforward. The second one we had, so I'll do it a little bit faster this time, 0 to 2 root 2 is equal to 4x 1 plus x squared. Well, that is equal to, using a u substitution of 1 plus x squared, where du dx is equal to 2x. X equals 0, u is equal to 1, and when x equals 2 root 2, that's going to be 2 times 4, 8, is it 9? U is equal to 9. So we've now, and skipping a step, so we now have the terminals 1 to 9 of du dx is 2x, so we have to put out 2 out the front, and then we've got u is, so now we've got the square root of u du. Do we have that? All right, so good. So now we're going to just go down, and I'm going to, what was your answer for that one? Well, we've got u to the, well, we have to get the power, we have to raise it by 1, and then we have to divide by that power, like so, which looks a bit ugly, with the 2 out the front, 1 to 9. So therefore that 2 is going to come up, so that's 2/3, so we're looking at 4/3 as a constant, out the front of u to the power of 3 on 2. from 1 to 9. Is that right? Yep. Okay, so let's go. Well, I guess if we're doing this without a calculator, u to the power of 9 to the power of 302, the square root of 9, that's the same as 9 to the power of a half, if you like, cubed. So the square root of 9 cubed is 27. So that's 27 minus the square root of 1 cubed is just 1. So you should have 26. So what's that? 26 times 4 is 104 over 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so far, hopefully so good. Let's do number 3. Right, so number 3, we've got a u substitution of 2x plus 1 or 2x? What did you use? 2x plus 1. Because du dx is equal to 2, that makes that nice and easy. And when x equals negative a half, u is equal to 0, is that correct? And when x is equal to 0, u is equal to 1. So we've now got that integral, that's dx there by the way, and that integral is, we've got negative a half to 0 of du dx. So that's 1 over the square root of u du dx dx, and that just becomes having one of those moments today. Negative a half becomes 0. 0 to 1 of 1 on the square root of u du, and which is equal to u to the negative a half. So we're going to go up by 1, u to the half, times it by 2, 0 to 1. And from there, we then sub in u is equal to 1, so that is 2. Is that just 2? Yeah? What's that?
We use the wrong terminals.
You use the wrong terminals, okay. So you got 2, did we get 2 for that? Yes, awesome. All right, now the last couple might get a little bit ugly. Let me just pause the video and I'll just... All right, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to do the fourth one. Gets a little bit trickier, but not so much really. It just maybe gets a little bit ugly. So what are we doing first? We're letting u is equal to e to the x plus 1. Just makes our life a bit easier. Du dx is equal to e to the x. And when x is equal to 0, then u is equal to e to the 0 is 1, so that would have to be 2. When x equals 1, u is equal to, yeah, so e to the 1 plus 1 if you like, or e plus 1. But that's not, should be no problem. So now therefore we're going from this is now equal to du dx. That's du dx now, so that's okay. We're going to have the square root of u du dx du, and don't go ahead and never change the terminals until you make this cancellation. Okay, so that's dx, sorry. So make that cancellation. Now we've got the 0 to 2, 2 to e plus 1, the square root of u du, and that is equal to, well, we're raising the power, so we're going 2/3 u to the power of 3 over 2 e e plus 1 to 2. Now, let's have a look, and now this is where it gets a little bit ugly, but I guess we've got e plus 1, the square root of that, to the power of 3. Let's do that. So we've got 2/3. Let's put the 2/3 out the front for the time being. And we want to have e plus 1 cubed we want the square root of that minus the square root of 2 cubed, or 2 cubed, the square root of 2 cubed, or root 8 if you like. So minus root 8. So, anything else we can do there, guys? Like, what did you do? Pretty much what you're left with? Yep. Can't really do too much with that. And finally, last but not least, we're going to do this one now. So with this one, it wasn't really that tricky. It's just more that you need to rearrange to get you have to get the correct u substitution. Now, given the fact that u is in the square root sign, that's generally the hint. So I'm going to let u is equal to x plus 1 for this one. And if u is equal to x plus 1, du dx is quite simply 1. But when x is equal to -1, u is equal to 0. And when x is equal to 0, u is equal to 1. But the thing is, how do we get 15x out of that? Well, if I say that x is equal to u minus 1, therefore 15x is equal to 15 u minus 1, which is equal to 15u minus, oops, I'm running low, so that's, I'll have to get through this pretty quickly. 15u minus 15. So now when I do my integral sign, I'm going to just change the integrals and skip a step or two, but because we've done that already before, we're going to go from 0 to 1. 15x is 15u minus 15, the square root of x plus 1, which is just u. And then that is du. And what's du dx? That was just 1. So that's what you got. And what can I do from here? Take the 15 out. Take the 15 out the front. 0 to 1 of u minus 1. Square root of u. And then you would just break it up and so on. And then from there, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? All right, so I won't finish it off because my battery is running low, as you can see. The answer is, and in the calculator you could have checked that, the answer was -4, was it? Okay, beautiful. So all of these you can see you can do without a calculator. Of course, if you ever had to do these things in a calculator exam, of course you would. But it's pretty fair to say that you guys can have a go at the questions from 7D, and if you get that done by the weekend, then we'll start on E next week. Right, I'm going to stop there. My battery is very low now.